Right, see, I see. I might be back if it's. So if there's no games on Saturday, happy. Right, well, shit. She just said, oh yeah. Come on, like, sing it. Sing happy birthday on the phone. Then I would film it. Yes! Turn that audio down. Probably best. Hello. Hello.
Wayne's asked me to just let you know the outdoor shop.
They were very exciting yesterday in their victory over the UAE.
Here you go, fella. Go, lads. Oh, nice.
And New Zealand start here with a wide. Push down the leg side. Solid wicket keeping to start there.
Yeah, it's good to join you here, Lee. Abdul Razak, the man on strike. His last run scoring shot was a home run 12. Guided away.
And he started really well again, just rolled it down to third man. Looks like he's using one of the LMS bass range there, is that correct? Or
yeah, we're quite excited about this, Lee. This is a new range, LMS bass. It's not available for sale yet, but it will be soon on our new shop. And it's going to be an exclusive deal available for LMS players only. We're really excited to announce the details of that deal in the next few days. It'll be interesting to see how he goes with it.
Well, I know just nipping over to the shop in front of the pavilion at the moment, the bass salesman there, the guy who's obviously heavily involved in the shop for you guys.
And Ross Coward taking evasive action down there, extra cover. Never the greatest fielder, but I thought he could have made a better effort than that.
That's an amazing shot by Hassan, by the way. Lovely free-flowing cover drive by the left-hander.
It's gone to Ross Coward again.
And that's 4 more.
Lucky boy.
So it's a great start here. Hassan did this yesterday as well, didn't he?
He played beautifully yesterday, Hassan.
So there's New Zealand team. That's their debut on the main oval. Collins, opening bowler. He's a go-to player for the New Zealand side. He scored 93 off 29 balls yesterday.
I know Razak and Batty put on a fantastic partnership yesterday of 70. So they'll be hoping for much more of that today.
Yeah, great
as Razak digs it out there.
Great comeback, mate.
So Wayne, is it just the bats that you've put together a range with bats for, or is it all the kit?
It's also gloves, as you can see. He's also wearing the LMS Bass co-branded gloves. It's also going to be pads. He's also got some new stumps for our LMS franchise owners, which we're excited to be helping out our franchise owners with a special deal on stumps. We often get stumps broken and stumps going missing, so these are going to be more durable stumps that the Bass team have helped us come up with. So yeah, it's great to see Bass supporting last man stands.
I'm going to have to interrupt you here because it's the introduction of New Zealand's franchise player for his first ball in LMS. This is James Franklin from the City End.
Yeah, fella.
He can play a bit.
He can play a bit. It was fantastic to have him in the box before
Lucky there,
at the end of the Scotland-India game. Huge cheer from the Pakistan crowd as a Chinese cut goes down towards the boundary. James Franklin obviously taken aback by how happy the Pakistan squad were with an inside edge. But he's going to come in again here. Left arm over the wicket. Onto the hip of Batty. And they scamper through for the single.
So Franklin into Razak. I'm sure they would have come up against each other a few times in their international careers for New Zealand and Pakistan.
Well, both of them are legends of T20 cricket and international cricket, but they've played all around the world as he comes around the wicket this time. Absolutely no respect for James Franklin from Razak there. There was a half-hearted appeal from the keeper there.
And then Franklin joined in late.
Wouldn't mind just a little look at that if we get a second chance. The keeper's far more interested than Franklin.
Heaved the way down to Backward point.
Sounds like a good piece of wood there. I know he's obviously been given the opportunity to use one of these new bass bats, and it flew off the middle. And I'm sure a number of the LMS players will be looking forward to seeing that when that comes live on the shop, Wayne.
I asked him if it needs to be knocked in. He said no. He's happy just to take one straight out the box.
Good job.
And that's the end of the second
Over,
over.
mate.
LMS Pakistan are 21 without loss.
Yes, boy, good
So
hit.
Collins through there. It's a dot ball.
Lee, we got a third commentary member, Ross Coward. He's joined us. He had his England top on earlier. Yesterday had his New Zealand top on. Ross knows a lot about these New Zealand players. So after this ball, I'm just going to ask Ross a few questions about this New Zealand outfit.
Collins comes in to Razak. It's pushed out into the leg side. They're pushing really hard here. And they've just managed that little misfield there. He's just managed to get it through. Oh my God, he must have legs of absolute steel as the ball was thundered into his shin. Collins trying not to show any pain here, and that's really hurt him.
So Ross, can you just tell me about Collins? Can he bat bowl?
Fantastic player, plays for Court Short. He's, top of the rankings in Auckland. Oh, that's a great
Boom!
shot.
And that is the first six off the brand new LMS Bass from Abdul Razak. And he's carried on exactly where he left off yesterday. He looks in very ominous form.
So James Collins, a big player. Nigel Collins, big player for New Zealand. Guys will be looking for another big performance from him today, like yesterday. As I said, he plays in the Auckland competition for Court Short, who've got 3 players in this team. They won the Auckland League last summer and were quarterfinalists in the New Zealand Nationals.
How big is it in New Zealand, Ross?
We're at 150 teams nationally,
Yeah, four, boy.
and about 80 in Auckland.
It's a beautiful place for the world there. I did mention on commentary yesterday I had a season at Waitakere. Really, really nice place to play cricket. We play extremely hard in New Zealand, probably some of the best standard I've been able to play. And I'm pretty sure some of these guys are going to be extremely handy as the game goes on.
Slower ball there from Nigel Collins. Hit down to long off. Milton Kavanagh gets it in. It's good fielding. Looks like James Franklin has been given the nod for another over. Great to have him involved.
So Ross, who sat out for James Franklin? Who was the player that was unfortunate
Nigel,
to miss
you
out?
gonna
And what's
come
the
on?
squad? How many players have they brought over?
So Kane Lindsay sits out as the obvious all-rounder replacement for James Franklin, and Charles Gray sits out as well. Charles Gray's from Christchurch. The team's well represented throughout New Zealand. A couple of guys from Christchurch.
It's
Is it just Charles Gray and actually Simon Matthews from Wellington, and the rest of the guys from Auckland.
Oh,
Wayne, just a question about this bat that Razak's been given. Is this a specially designed one for him, or are they all like this off the shelf? Because it seems to be flying around a little bit in the last couple of overs.
I think he had a feel of 1 or 2 out there, and he picked one that was the right weight for him, and he claimed it, and it's now officially his.
As Batty finds a gap just at wide mid-off there.
And Ross, have they got any spin options in the side? Spin's going to be an important part of this game.
Yes, Milton Kavanagh. He's at Longonia. He's the spinner. He's quality.
Looking for two. He's called too quickly here. Razak, sorry to interrupt there, Ross. Bit of a misjudgment in the outfield there for the New Zealand boys.
Is it just me, or does Razak run harder when he knows he can get back on strike?
He certainly, that's the first time I've seen him set off.
Tell me what you said, I can't see. Yes, got it.
Just dug that into the wicket there, Franklin.
Bending his back.
Yeah. He was very excited to get started, James Franklin. He was
Keep on doing it, mate.
full of questions in the comms box in the last game, ahead of his debut here.
Yeah, I gave him the rules brief. He seemed quite confused about the double play and how it works, and he kept saying surely the non-striker just wants to get to the striker's end when the striker's caught out.
That looked like a really good piece of fielding out there, Ross.
Great fielding there by Stacey Heinman. It's 37 for North after 4 overs.
You let me know too, mate. Look behind you.
And just shout out to Steve Bateman. He says, man up, I stayed up to watch Charlie Gray. Unfortunately, Charlie Gray hasn't been picked for this game.
It's a very
Milton, the Beast Kavanagh. Presume Thomas is back in New Zealand watching this. It's early hours of the morning in Auckland and Wellington and Christchurch. Tell us where you're watching this game from.
In comes Franklin again.
Oh, my word.
Boom!
That's over the chairman's house.
I think that's right there with Ziad Abbas's 6 before, and that's gone 4-5 houses back here at Chester. James Franklin doesn't look overly impressed here, as one of his teammates is just trying to climb several fences to get that ball back.
And there's 4 new balls been thrown onto the field now.
The club captain Chris Fleet is on the balcony. He's not happy. He wants a hard hat when Razak's in. A fantastic strike, and that brings the 50 up, and Razak's on 32 of them off 17 balls.
Good comeback from Franklin. It's a great contest, yeah.
It's great to see both players with such a smile on the face here. They're both enjoying the contest.
I think Franklin's just gone a bit serious now. He hasn't even made eye contact there with Razak. He's obviously still competitive.
Yeah, the umpire's not happy with the ball there. It's probably got a chunk of brick in it because it crashed into the house behind us. As Jimmy Franklin runs in here, number 7 on his back. Batty with another inside edge, and it races away for 4. The Pakistani players super animated. He turns again.
Deja vu. I'm sure we saw that at about 3 overs ago.
He's learning fast here, Franklin. LMS is a cruel game for a bowler.
Go, jump.
I think he just asked Franklin, where do you suggest I bowl this one? That's unlucky. So unlucky that.
He had said to me he'd seen the wicket spin a little bit before. He was tempted to roll his finger over a couple. But there's just a chance of a catch out to the deep, well adjusted there. That's Stacey Hyman. Great for the New Zealand boys to get their first game on the live stream. I'm sure there's quite a few people watching at home. What time will it be at the moment, Ross, in New Zealand?
It'll be very early in the morning.
And that is
Massive.
another 6.
Great shot by Abdul Razak.
Just the bets, your bets.
He's winning the battle at the moment between the
Give me one.
2 player managers.
And that's the end of Franklin's over. Just as we watch the replay, he just clears the front leg out the way there and gets a full swing of the bat, Razak. There's no getting that one back. That flew into orbit.
So Lee, he just seems to be striking the ball a little bit better than yesterday. Can you think of a reason for that?
Well, I would say because he seems extremely balanced today, but I've got a funny feeling it may be to do with the LMS co-branded Bass bat there that will be coming to the shop soon. Do you know when the shops will be stocking that?
I didn't actually think of that. That's a good assessment there, Lee. Well done.
Not really helping me in my bat sponsors relationship here, Wayne.
No, I just thought he maybe had his eye in better, but I actually agree with you. It's definitely the bat.
Well, they've called for a new ball.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Just got tagged by Ed Durr a couple of times.
Nigel Collins here just shouting at Fisher not to take the brand new ball option here, which is going to be rock hard again. Certainly the ball that's been used after 6 overs has took a bit of a pounding. A little close up on that bat again there, Wayne. I think maybe you and some of the LMS guys have maybe given the cameraman an extra £2 for this game here. But Abdul Razak's doing the job for you. As that's clipped the thigh pad of Batty. Yet again, he's done a fantastic job, Batty, in this partnership. This is another fantastic start for LMS Pakistan. He just goes about his business so calmly and gives Razak as much of the strike as possible.
It's the same as yesterday, same strategy.
Oh my Jesus. Right, well, I'm looking forward to the replay there because I'm going to say quite quickly, Grievo, that's pitch outside the line.
I didn't think it had much going for it, but let's have a look. But Tanvir normally gets it right, and if he doesn't, he'll be having to answer to Ross Coward.
As he comes in here.
It's hitting the wickets, but I think that might be pitching just outside, but it's a good appeal.
To be fair to the batsman, I've seen other batsmen react maybe not as well as that. I'm certainly not as good a person as him as a left-hander. I would have not been happy with that. But it's the breakthrough that the New Zealand team needed, and it doesn't really matter now. There's no review system here. There's no VAR this time, Wayno. So we're going to be looking at a new Pakistani batsman as Mubashir Bhatti goes for 24 off 14, and the score is 64 for 1.
So another left-hander.
TDG boys, good to go, come on!
Fisher will be delighted with that wicket. And this is Bilal Afzal, the left-hander.
Wow.
They had some excellent middle order players as well, Pakistan.
Yeah, there.
I was extremely impressed with their side yesterday, Wayne, and I think that they're going to be right up there come the end of the week.
Well, if Razak keeps going like this, they could be getting 250 every game.
Umpire just calls wide there, rightly. So just to give some people who maybe don't understand all the rules of LBW in cricket, just a little bit of background there. Obviously to the naked eye that looked like that was going to crash into all 3 stumps. As Fisher beats the bat there.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. It was hitting the stumps. We all agree on that. It's just where it landed.
But sadly, the rules are if the ball pitches outside the leg stump, that's the stump nearest the batsman. If it bounces outside the line of the stumps and then goes on and hits the pads, it doesn't matter where. Similar to that ball there. That was actually a perfect demonstration of why that can't be out.
Tanvir was very quick to shake his head. And Fisher's calling for the review. I don't know if he's referring to the first one or that one there.
Anyway, good camaraderie between the bowler and the umpire. I'm not surprised, and that's the end of the over. So obviously the umpires here have plenty on the plate. Not only do LMS umpires adjudicate the games, and these guys are doing it to the very highest level, they're also having to score. I'm going to Wayno, how do we use the app?
Well, I was actually just trying to look at the score now of this game. It's been quite easy during the day to find the game, but I've logged onto the live scores, and now all the games in London will be getting underway now. Is that correct, Ross? Can you just talk me through all the games that will be happening in London on a Monday evening?
Yes, thanks, Wayne. Yes, it's a normal Monday evening in London. There are about 25 games taking place now, and all these leagues now are sort of entering the final stages of their leagues, with all the finals at the end of August, which filters into the London champs, which filters into the English champs at the end of September. So getting to the business end of the season, and we've had a fantastic summer of weather, so been great.
This is a really good start from Stacey Hyman here. He's just gone for the 2 runs off 2 balls. He just seems to be stemming the run flow here. Razak is just dropped under 200 strike rate for the first time during this innings. I think he's going to be lining him up here. If he drops the length back here. No, it's full again. Very, very good shot. Afzal was probably looking for a second, but I get the impression now that Razak is ready to finish his innings and retire with a couple of big bombs here. A few huge sixes we've seen so far, and I think he'd fancy a couple more. As Stacey Hyman comes in round the wickets, the left-hander smashes the pad again.
Cramping into a room there. It's good tactic.
It's a good tactic. It's not great from Pakistan. I think they've missed out on a single there. They're running between the wickets since Bhatti's left. The understanding isn't quite there between the 2 batters here. So that's the end of the 8th over. And though Razak has been very, very good, 42 off 23, we've just seen a little bit of a stem in the run flow there, and it just shows in LMS how quickly momentum can just start to come back to the other team, even in one just good over.
So Fisher to continue.
It's a lovely shot from Razak. He's keen for a second run here. He's turned it down now. Fantastic backing up from the New Zealand side. That's one thing that I was very lucky to pick up in my time over there, that they are very, very energetic in the field. Super competitive people, the Kiwis. Super energy so far. As Fisher comes in over the wicket this time, he bowls, and that is a fabulous tickle from Afzal there. Just got down nice and low, kept his head in a fantastic position and rolled the ball off the bat face. Fisher will have to readjust his length there. Are we looking on Facebook Live, Wayno?
There's a strong viewing from Pakistan, and it's not surprising. Obviously, Abdul Razak, one of the greats of Pakistan cricket, and he's obviously the marquee player for Pakistan, and he's not disappointing.
Change of length there. Batsman was set to come forward. He had to press backwards there. There's been a misfield in the outfield, but they're not interested in the second run, which brings Razak back on strike here. I think Razak will be looking to get retired at the end by the end of this over, with even though there's only 2 balls left. If Fisher gets his length wrong here at all, this could be going miles.
So six a single. 6? Oh my word!
Oh my God! That has gone, I reckon, 40 metres back into the housing estate there.
Do you know who that gentleman is up there? Luckily, he was watching the game. You could see he got a big fright when that one came his way.
That's Phil Evans. He's the father of the club manager, Tom Evans. He's also the manager of our very successful under-19 side here. But he won't have missed a ball this competition, and I'm really glad he was watching on. It's gone high. Kavanagh's come underneath it. And that's 6 more. Feeling very, very smug here. I said he'd do it in 2, and there it is. He's retired.
There's something different about that knock compared to yesterday. That really good from Razak.
The club captain, Chris Fleet, shouted off the balcony there, can we sign him up? I'm sure Chris and many others have noticed that there was something slightly different there, and he was using one of the Basco branded LMS bats there. And gloves as well, so he was looking down at his bat as his teammates stand to applaud. A masterclass of batting there. A real warm applause as they pat him on the back.
The happiest man in the whole ground is Richard Mansfield from Bass. He's taken about 5 photos of Razak already walking up the field. He's saying, I told you.
As we talked about momentum, it was just coming back to New Zealand, and Razak has just completely took it back to Pakistan again. I think this has got the makings of a fantastic game, Wayne. It's very exciting. Afzal's just got himself in, 6 off 7. That's pushed into the outfield. The one thing that will hopefully improve with Razak retiring is that the movement between the wickets.
He was running quickly, a lot more efficiently than he was yesterday. He had a slight injury yesterday, but he said he had the physio, he'd been to the physio, and he was looking in much better shape.
Well, this is Mohammed Ahmed on strike now, who's just punched that out to the point boundary. I think he's going to come back for a second run here. James Franklin comes round, picks up down in front of the canal, one bounce into the keeper.
And James Franklin's decided not to take off his pads. That's always a sign of the guy who wants to get back in. He's Richard Mansfield from Bass, delighted. He's giving him a milkshake to say well done.
Just in case you thought that Abdul Razak had morphed into James Franklin there, Grievo. I saw Ross frantically tapping you on the shoulder there. But yeah, I can see that the Bass organiser is extremely happy with that half an hour's work from Abdul Razak there. That's nothing more than a punch out to Kavanagh. Stood right in front of us here, just took it on the half bounce. He must have, for a split second, thought he may have been able to attempt the catch, but wisely just took a step off it there as it dropped short. 90 for 1 as Ahmed's on strike again. Oh, that was very, very sharp wicket keeping there.
Talk us through this wicket keeper, Ross. He looks very sharp behind the stump, Shabat.
He was a youngster from the Auckland North Shore competition, Simon Rajwa. He was the batsman of the tournament at the New Zealand Champs in February this year. So he plays in a team called the Ballbusters, captained by Martin Bell, who's an expat Englishman living in Auckland, and he absolutely loves LMS and looks forward to his Wednesday night barbecue and a couple of quiet beers at the ground.
That takes us to the halfway point of the LMS Pakistan innings at 93 for 1. So obviously, if they double up there, they're going to be looking at a score just in excess of 180. But it'll be very, very interesting to see if Team New Zealand go to spin. They've gone for seam throughout the whole first half. Sorry to interrupt you there, Ross. Just obviously filling everyone in as we've got the halfway point and the turn round here at Chester Boughton Hall Cricket Club.
Mia Shahzad from Pakistan is asking why Razak outside. I think he's wanting to understand why Razak's retired. In LMS cricket, when you get to 50, you have to retire. So you can return when the 7th wicket falls. So for those of you just watching LMS for the first time, 7 wickets are needed to get the man to be under the last man, batting under the last man stands rule. But when batsmen get to 50, they retire and they can come back in when the 7th wicket falls.
He's also sat outside, Wayne, which he's waiting because he's so desperate to get back in. He won't even take his pads off. I know, obviously, he's probably used to having very luxurious changing rooms, whether that's back in Pakistan or for one of his first-class outfits. So Yeah, there's a number of very comfortable changing rooms here at Chester, but he wants to be right near the action with his team, ready to come back in if needed.
It'll also be interesting to see towards the end of this innings if he starts standing up and walking closer to the ropes. That's what he did yesterday. Just sort of a hint to the batsman. Oh, that's heaved away for 4 more.
Afzal's just starting to put his foot down here. I think they know they've got a superb base to work with, only losing the 1 wicket so far, and they've got Razak in the hutch, safely tucked away after scoring a blistering 50, and that's
apologies to Boughton Rewa. Simon, who's the wicketkeeper, his surname is pronounced Rewa.
Thank you for keeping us on your toes, Boughton.
We were very lucky before to have David Hurst in the commentary box just after he got out in the Wales game, Wayne. A few of the boys from Chester University locally, I know that's where some of the players are staying, have just sent me a still, thanks to the pictures being shown on the live stream of his stump cartwheeling backwards there. So not only are the players benefiting from this fantastic facility put on by the live stream people, but the friends and family are enjoying it as well.
Oh, that's good. It's also great to see all the viewers in Pakistan passionately getting behind their team. And it's very early in the morning there in New Zealand, but people have set their alarm clocks to watch this big game. New Zealand made a big statement early on the tournament, hitting 216 on the back pitch. Collins, who opened the bowling earlier, 93 of 29. That's striking it at 300, and he was undefeated. So, yeah, add James Franklin to that lineup. Pakistan won't be too concerned about chasing the score around the 200 mark. So Shaukat Ali's asking us, please can you update match details, rules, etc. So the rules of last man stands is it's 8 aside, T20, 5 ball overs. You bowl 10 overs from one end and then you swap for the second half, so it keeps the game moving quickly. You've got 65 minutes to bowl your 20 overs. First wide's like normal cricket, 1 run plus an extra ball.
Oh, there you go, going for the double play.
On cue there, Lee. So two batsmen can get out off 1 ball. If the striker hits the ball and gets caught, as we just seen there, the non-striker needs to return. So watch number 59, watch him here. Now, looking for the double play was Collins.
I'm just really surprised. Obviously, New Zealand played on pitch 2 yesterday. We've watched numerous teams get with a lot of success bowling some of the slow bowlers today. Now, New Zealand have bowled 10 overs of seam, and the first ball of spin in the game, they've got a wicket. And Ross, have you got a thought on? Is it the lack of spin in the side, or is that how the team's looking to set up?
No, I think the game plan was to use the bowl with the short boundary for the first 10, and then the second 10 for him to have the longer boundary to bowl with. I think it's worked well. I mean, he's got a wicket his first ball. Batsman's backed himself to hit it over, but didn't hold it.
Adil Shah says New Zealand should not introduce spinners because Mela is a beast against spinners. So maybe that's the reason why.
We've not seen anyone actually bowl a great deal of spin at Abdul Razak yet, have we? Both teams that he's faced have gone with seamers.
So Lee, I'm going to be taking a break. We're going to be joined by one of the Pakistani players. and he's got a bit of insight into the team.
Well, just before we get one of the Pakistani lads into the box, I just thought I'd get one of my favourite players of the tournament so far, KB from the Indian side, who was very unfortunate with an injury in the last game, and obviously he wasn't able to bat. He's just come back from receiving some treatment, and I think a few of the viewers at home will be interested to see how he's faring. Hi KB.
Hello, how are you, Mike?
Very, very good. More importantly, how are you?
Not very well, actually. I tore my pec.
Really? So does that put you out for the rest of the week?
I hope not. Might be ready for the last game.
So is that just? Sorry, I'll just have to interrupt there. There's a big shot goes out to the deep square leg boundary. That's a brilliant piece of fielding.
That's a very good work.
So obviously you got to play against the Pakistan side yesterday.
Yep.
I know you probably don't want to talk about it because it was quite a dominant performance from Pakistan. Was there any player that stood out for you from Pakistan?
No, come on, Razak took the game away from us. To be very frank, and if I might come a little earlier, the game would be different.
Well, I thought if you came out to bat a little bit earlier, you came out. I spoke quite open, honestly, yesterday about the black trainers and the 300 strike rate. So maybe if you come out a bit earlier, it would have been finished earlier as well. So, but. The main thing for me is obviously we hope to see you later in the week. That's 4 more to Afzal.
That's a good shot.
He's starting to hit really nicely here. Obviously, New Zealand are in your group.
Yep. Last game with them.
Yeah, so you may be able to get yourself fit for that game.
I'll try my best.
Well, obviously it gives you an opportunity to watch some of their players and maybe see if you can take some notes to.
Yeah.
But what was it like playing with Wasim Jaffer today?
Oh, he's a very good bat. You see what he did today.
Yeah. Afzal's just put another one away through square leg as we're talking here. The change of bowling at the far end just seems to not quite have worked here for New Zealand after that really impressive over by Kavanagh, and that one's just been dispatched through square leg. But yeah, Wasim Jaffer, he's obviously a legend of Indian cricket. That must have been fantastic for you.
Oh, exactly. He's like very good. He told few things to us, and we're like very happy with him.
Every time you start talking KB, they seem to hit a boundary at the moment. They're killing me. But Afzal's gone into overdrive here. These Pakistani lads just don't want to cooperate with you.
I'll tell you what, yesterday I was got out because of commentator curse.
Oh yeah.
He told me about the helmet.
Well, who was that? I was in with Marcus. Was it Marcus North I was in with yesterday? Nick Compton. It was one of
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus North, and he was absolutely loving your batting. And then he was like, well, "What is this guy doing? He's putting a helmet on." So, and then you got out. So
exactly. Yep.
So in future, obviously, it's always important to wear safety equipment in cricket.
Exactly. It's a very funny game. Anything can happen.
But it just shows today sometimes it just isn't your day, and you can end up with a little injury. But
if I would have batted today, we would have won. Trust me on this.
We
would have won.
Well, obviously Scotland weren't overly keen on seeing is it Vahab and Jaffa coming back in after retiring.
Yeah, Weber. It's Weber.
But I was making it very clear to the Scottish lads that actually the most destructive batsman wasn't even going to bat. They hadn't seen nothing yet.
It's a shame I didn't bat.
But like, all I can say is that I hope that it can get sorted by the end of the week. And by the looks of it, Pakistan are going to be a team near the top of the group. So if India can maybe pull some strength with some of the words of Wasim Jaffer, that you guys can maybe pull a few wins in and come into the mixer at the end of it. As there's a very close shout for a run out, yeah. That was a brilliant piece of fielding from Kavanagh there. Yeah. But most of all, are you enjoying the tournament?
Oh, it's amazing. Chester is very beautiful.
So is this the first time you've been to Chester?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Is there anywhere in Chester that you've enjoyed seeing, or have you just mainly been at the cricket club so far?
No, I went a few places. I had a walk, but these are places are very good.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your trip, and I'll make sure I get you back in the commentary box if you're going to be injured for a couple of days. We'll utilise you're in this area here. But KB, thank you so much. As the ball goes in the air here from Afzal.
Oh my God. He got hit on his head.
I think the umpire probably... no, he's okay. I was going to say, I think the umpire probably needs to check on him before he puts the score into his phone, as I think that hit him flush in the head. We're going to watch this back. I think luckily for Kavanagh, he may get away with that one, as the cameraman went for the ball sailing out into the outfield, because some of his friends at home would probably enjoy that piece of field. There it goes, it's gone up again. Oh,
Hit his head.
I really hope he's okay, but he's not. You're never happy when you drop catches off your own bowling, but it's given Afzal another chance, and he goes on to 33 off 20. Pakistan are 128 for 2 as the ball goes into the outfield. So I'm going to pass you back to my man Ross here. But mate, it's been an absolute pleasure, and later in the week we'll have you back in, hopefully when India are playing.
Same, mate. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me back, Lee.
Well, I'm sure obviously the production crew there have been a little cruel to Kavanagh there. That's been replayed 3 or 4 times there. It's a Southern Hemisphere style of catching, fingers up, and often say to young players, you know, it's very important to make sure you catch the ball, because otherwise it can tend to be quite painful, and that was the case there. I'm sure he'll make amends later in the game there.
Yep, we all drop catches, so it's not one of the highlight reels that he'll show his grandchildren one day, but onwards and upwards.
Definitely so, definitely so. As Assad has just smashed that through extra cover.
So Stacey Hyman was a late selection for the New Zealand team. Handy all-rounder, very good batter, and he obviously offers a lot in the bowling department, bowling a bit of leg spin, seam up, just mixing it up, keeping the batsman guessing.
Comes round the wicket, Hyman here. Just opened the bat face there. Surely we were expecting him to come back for 2 there, but there's an early call from Afzal that there wasn't a second run. It's fantastic for players from all countries to play against each other, because obviously the game of cricket's universal, and obviously you're taught to play in certain ways, and you copy the heroes of your country as well.
Well, that's what it's all about. I think it's every child's dream to represent your country, and obviously some are more fortunate than others, but this is giving the amateur player a real chance to represent, or it does give the amateur player a chance to represent his country.
It's the end of another over there. LMS Pakistan on 138 for 2 off 15. Afzal 38. Assad is 12 off 9. So what sort of score, Ross, do you think they'll be looking for? 5 overs to go here. What sort of score do you think will be attainable for Pakistan?
Leo, are you trying to get me into another bet like we had last night about the score?
Well, not that I felt confident. I think the local knowledge helped me. I'll let you go first this time, as Kavanagh comes back on.
Okay, I reckon Pakistan will set 200.
200. Well, I'm going to be slightly more optimistic for your New Zealand lads. I think we're looking at 185, as that goes for 6.
Okay, we've just shaked on that, so you can't go back on your word now.
What's the currency in New Zealand?
Lager.
Oh, nightmare. That's a universal currency. But even in England at the moment, I don't think our economy can mess that bet up.
Fantastic shot there.
It looks like Assad has broken his bat, and he's been handed by Abdul Razak one of the co-branded Bass bats.
Brilliant. I think Richard's even happier now.
Let's see how he goes with it as Kavanagh comes in.
Oh,
The keeper's...
mis-stumping that.
It is a mis-stumping.
Unlucky Simon Rewa.
A couple of his colleagues just shouting at the keeper there, why are you throwing it at the stumps when there's no bails on? But Kavanagh did really well there. He's bowling over the wicket.
He's getting a bit of turn.
He is getting a bit of turn. The only issue he's finding is that obviously it's 3 and 3. We're not in the power play at the moment.
Well, you know the power play is optional.
What, throughout the whole innings?
No, so the first 4 overs, it is power play where you can have a 4 and 2 field. And then the last 2 overs of the innings, you can do the same.
Yeah, because we're not in the power play at the moment,
No,
are we?
no.
So as we're not in the power play, he's got to go 3 and 3.
3 and 3, yes.
So with the trajectory he's trying to do at the moment, he's spinning it across him. It obviously opens up a few more gaps. He's trying to close off this leg side as well. Something like that.
Yep. It's a off-spinner's dream to be bowling to a left-hander. No batters like the ball turning away from the bat.
I think a lot of off-spinners do tend to like to come around the wicket and try and straighten it.
Yep.
But I think that'll obviously open up the sweep, so he's trying to get people to hit down the ground here towards the longer boundary. Afzal again just plants his foot down the wicket and hits firmly towards the long off boundary.
It's good over that by Milton Kavanagh.
He's done well here. He's bowled at a really tough time. Pakistan set a very, very daunting platform, and he's only gone for 20 runs in 3 overs. Where do you think Franklin will bat in the lineup, Ross?
I guess would say 3 or 4. I think they need all his experience to. Hopefully the openers can set up a platform for him to come in and get himself in, and then see the team home. So that's Leighton Fisher back into the attack. Plays in the Auckland competition. Been playing for the last 12 years. So one of the locals in Auckland in the LMS circuit.
In his twilight years, James Franklin still moves well out there. Went along and just swooped up and threw the ball in there for another 2 for Pakistan. Afzal goes on to 47. He's very close to retiring here.
Oh, well bowled, Leighton Fisher. He misses, you hit.
So just for a little bit of tactical info, if that was after 6 overs, I think that Afzal would probably been looking for a safer way of getting to his retirement score of 50. But as it's very unlikely he would have come back in this innings. He's tried to play for the team there and hit 1 more 6.
Yes, Lee, there's no I in team. Always got to put the team first. As did he. Well done, sir.
That was a really fine innings there.
Great to see the terrace full this evening. Watching this marquee game between these 2 great countries.
It's been fantastic just throughout the day. The steady stream of people, different people coming down to take in this World Championship. It's just been fantastic.
It's been awesome, and can't say thank you enough to Chester Boughton Hall for having this event and having us. Hospitality's been amazing.
And straight into his work. This is Shabazz Khan. We'll be seeing a bit of him in the second half. He's the left arm swing bowler that took us in amazement really yesterday as he knocked over several batters swinging the ball in and away from the Indian team. It is amazing as you go around the world though that certain teams seem to have more left-handed batters. West Indies, Pakistan seem to have more left-handed players.
Don't know what it is. Must be something in the water.
I've always wondered what it is, but there's no real rhyme or reason, is there? And that's well into the air there.
That's Nigel Collins.
It's caught
Great
by
catch.
Nigel Collins.
Cool as a cucumber.
I think Shabazz Khan fancied a little look at the steal there, but he turned back and thought, I'll wait here for a little bit longer.
I think the team chat now might be thinking along the lines of maybe not trying to get Abdul Razak back in, because he could really hit some big ones at the end of this innings to take the game away from New Zealand. So both these teams are in action again tomorrow. But New Zealand against England, that should be a cracker. That's Nick Compton against his teammate James Franklin, 6 o'clock. And the Pakistan guys are taking on Scotland at 4 o'clock. But that promises to be another great game because Scotland beat India today, so they'll be full of confidence. Milton Kavanagh, dot balls are worth gold at this time of the game. Seems this wicket's given the Kiwis a bit of a spring in their step. There's James Franklin, whips it in. How was that?
I think that's really close.
Give a not out. Can we have a replay on that, please?
There we go.
There we go. James Franklin. Oh, he's out from 1 minute. Oh, he's gone. Tenvia?
I don't know. I reckon one more replay there because it took the keeper in slow-mo and age to take the stumps as the ball goes to 4.
Tenvia, can you please reverse your decision? You're on screen now. Thank you.
It's gone up on the big screen. That's a lovely shot just over the shoulder there.
Oh, another catch by Nigel Collins. Could be a double. Thought there was a double play there.
The Pakistani boys are playing with real freedom here. Obviously knowing that they've got their marquee player ready to come back in.
So it's Nigel Collins' third catch on the boundary.
I just feel like Pakistan have just missed a little trick here because they were absolutely cruising up to 180, 190, even if they just moved the ball around a fraction. But all they seem to, obviously they've been going for big shot after big shot, and they've, you know, Nigel Collins, how many catches is that for him in this game?
That's 3. But looks, I mean, doesn't look like the Pakistanis are adjusting to the situation. They're just one plan, and that's go big. Maybe they should just assess it a bit more and then go for the big shot. But I suppose they keep thinking that Razak will come back in and he can finish off the innings for them.
A few teams had a bit of success today, obviously with the slow bowling, but also bowling the slow bowling at the end. No pace on the ball, forcing the batsman into striking. And it'll be interesting to see as the week goes on whether teams decide to start from this City end of the ground or the Ron Fleet end of the ground here at Chester. Whether you think there's an advantage to starting at one end or not.
I think the wind direction has just changed.
Yeah, it's come up behind us now, so they're coming into the wind now. So
which means the ball disappears with the wind.
Yeah. And it looks like James Franklin off a slightly shorter run there.
Oh.
He has been extremely unlucky during this spell.
Oh. Unlucky.
12 runs so far in edges. So that's 2 Chinese cuts and then an outside edge now. So he's learning the hard way in LMS.
It's definitely a batter's game. Say so myself as a bowler. Oh, that's a great shot. Oh.
Franklin's under a little bit of pressure here.
Basim hitting Franklin over his head. 1 bounce 4. Great shot. I think Franklin's gonna.
Manzoor's on debut here. He's been brought into the side today.
Oh no!
And this one's
so
raced
unlucky.
away as well.
4 more. This over's doing Franklin's figures no good.
He was looking to swing that away into the leg side, and that's took a thick outside edge and raced away down to this third man boundary.
He seems to have just put in a little bit more pace in that hit delivery.
So at this point, would the New Zealand fielders be in any rush to run these two batsmen out, or?
I think they wouldn't, to be honest. Oh no! Oh, full chaos happening here.
Buzzers!
Seems to be a bit of a battle going on between the two batsmen, having a go at each other.
There's a little bit of a tactical game of cricket chess going on here, because it's quite clear that the opposition are very wary of Razak coming back in.
Yes.
And one of the Pakistani batsmen's definitely believing that there's two everywhere, because he doesn't think that the New Zealand team are going to run him out, and the other one is running more sensibly and more cautiously. So it really is intriguing.
It is a controversial part of LMS where some people don't like the rule because they think that it's purposely getting yourself out to get a batsman in, but some would argue that it is part of the rules and it's just gamesmanship. Ooh. Guys are running for everything. They've run 3.
I reckon we could end up somewhere in the middle of our 2 predictions here.
So if that happens, Lee, what do you reckon we buy each other a beer?
1 each.
And then 1 for the road.
It's a long week, Ross.
Exactly. So Nigel Collins at the top of his mark.
Look at that strike rate from Manzoor, by the way, just under 300. Oh, I love it. Just walked across his stumps here. He's going to come back for a second. He's dropped his bat on the floor. He's absolutely shattered. They're going to run again.
Ooh, they are not wanting to run them out, and now they're trying to run themselves out. Got a question for you, Lee.
Yeah.
And it seems I've had this debate with a lot of my mates. And it seems a bit of a grey area. Is when is the ball actually dead?
The ball's dead when the batsman fails to attempt the run.
Okay.
So when it goes through to a keeper and the keeper catches it, and then the batsman at the non-strike end's not looking to run, then if the keeper throws it to a fielder and he misses it and it rolls off, that's a dead ball.
Yep.
I think in this sort of a situation, when as soon as the batsman stop running, then oh wow,
that's a great shot.
But
that is catch.
It's to the biggest part of the boundary.
It's a great catch on the boundary.
It's an excellent catch. He's going to go for the steal.
Great catch by Milton Kavanagh. It's a double play.
It's the first double play I've seen on the front pitch here.
Unbelievable.
Now I can only describe this as going on a really bad shopping trip with your wife. You're both coming off the field together. Not only one has played a loose shot and got caught, the other one's walking off because he's been run out after being told to run. Does this mean that Razak comes back in now?
He is in now.
On his own?
On his own. As last man stands, which means he can only hit boundaries or run 2s. But I think he just deals in boundaries anyway. Okay, so that's 186 for 7 in the 19th over. But Nigel Collins.
Who does that wicket go to? The steal?
No, it goes. It's not a steal. It's not. It's a double play. So Nigel Collins gets the wicket, and then there's a run out.
Right. Okay. So he doesn't get 2 wickets for that.
No.
I'd love that as a bowler.
Yeah, fantastic. Well bowled. Employing the tactic of the slower you bowl it, the harder it is to get away.
So Razak maybe could have got back for 2 there, but it's fair to say that he's obviously decided that this is the ball. Is this the home run ball?
This could be a 12.
Here it comes. He did it yesterday.
There we go.
Nigel Collins runs in. Can he do it again? In he comes. Oh, he's really tried to get under it.
Oh,
But he's coming back for a 2.
Oh, he's thrown it to the wrong end. But I think they're happy with 2.
But that's 2 there.
And that's the first innings complete. I think New Zealand will be happy with that.
I think New Zealand will be happy with that. Just coming behind me now is ex-Glamorgan fast bowler Will Owen, captain of the Chester Boughton Hall Cricket Club. Just while he's here, you don't mind if I ask him a couple of questions, Ross? If you could just jump in for me, Will.
Good evening, Lee.
Evening, Will. We've just seen a bit of a masterclass from Abdul Razak there. I know you've been very lucky at Glamorgan to play with some fine overseas players. Did you get the chance to play with Abdul or with any of the Pakistani players?
Unfortunately not, no. Very entertaining innings there from Abdul, and it's the first time I've actually seen last man standing, and seeing him back by himself there taking those very quick 2s was something quite special.
Well, his teammates there were extremely happy with that. I know one player you certainly did play with was Marcus North. He batted superbly earlier in the day, taking on your beloved Wales for Australia. He literally manoeuvred the ball around the ground. What sort of player was he when he was at Glamorgan? Was he a power player or was he more of a touch player?
He was definitely a classy player, as most left-handers are, excluding yourself, I might add. But no, he was superb for us. 2 years as captain, certainly helped the young players, and he's a top bloke off the field as well.
Well, it's funny you mention that, because that echoes something that we heard before off some of the Australian players yesterday. Obviously, Australia managed to lose the first game, and that was obviously his first game playing for Australia in this format. He actually took his boys into the changing room and gave quite a stern but inspirational chat. Is that the kind of thing that he would do back in Glamorgan? Was he quite a balanced character, or did he have a certain style to him?
He was very, very calm, very, very relaxed. But along with that, you knew, if you didn't hit your straps, he was always kind of there to help you, but also give you a rocket up your backside as well. But no, he's certainly like most Australians are. They play the game hard, but he knows how to have a good time as well.
That's the perfect balance. We're just looking at some of the bowling figures from LMS New Zealand here. A bowler yourself, obviously, you came to Chester at the end of your first class career. It's not really the place to come as a bowler, Will. We've just seen the figures for James Franklin there, 4 overs, none for 50. He's been extremely unlucky. It's been very unforgiving for him. Do you have any advice to some of the seam bowlers that are going to be bowling for Pakistan in the second innings?
Probably don't bowl. I've seen Franklin around over the years, and I think he's probably a reluctant bowler at best, and I'm sure he's produced far better figures than what he's shown there today. But no, Chester is a bowler's graveyard, you might say, but it certainly makes for sort of entertaining cricket.
So with 188 the score, obviously the par scores have been around that sort of total. Pakistan have got a very, very strong bowling lineup. They've got a lad called Shabazz Khan, a left-arm seamer, who seems to want to swing the ball. That seems quite a popular way for some of the one-day sides at the moment to go about it. What's the unique nature of maybe having a left-armer opening the bowling?
I think it's changing angles, but certainly any kind of early movement with the new ball is key in one-day cricket at the moment. If you can nip a couple of the top order out early on, well, it's certainly the best way to sort of restrict the runs and set that team back. I'm hoping that they come out with wickets in mind, try and knock a few over early doors, and then see where the game takes us. Well,
I'm just going to clarify. It was Nigel Collins yesterday, wasn't it? He got 90 off 27 balls. 90 off 27 on pitch 2. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to some fireworks there. You maybe alluded to maybe my batting was not of a delicate nature, but today we've seen some absolutely massive sixes, not just from the marquee players. Ziad Abbas from Australia hit one basically down Filkins Lane here at Chester, 5 houses back. He looks like someone who's going to be hitting some really big sixes in this tournament, but Also, it was fantastic to see the likes of Nick Compton this morning, who just stroked the ball around very elegantly. Who was the biggest hitter you ever played with, Will?
Played with no real standouts, I suppose. Mark Cosgrove certainly hit the ball as cleanly as anyone I've seen.
Fantastic figure, I found, as well. Good sportsman.
You know, the model sportsman.
Amen.
I once turned up to pre-season, and we had the dreaded yo-yo test, which is pretty standard sort of fitness test for most professional players these days. And the whole squad was turned up there, and the strength and conditioning coach says we're missing one. It's Mark Cosgrove. So there was a frantic sort of panic, and everyone kind of went searching to find Mark Cosgrove, where he was hiding in the toilet cubicle, refusing to do any sort of fitness test. So that was he's a great guy.
That probably just shows what a fabulous batsman he is, that in this modern game, that basically he relies so heavily on his ability to just pick up length. And I know when he was playing in Tasmania as well, he was very, very popular as well.
Absolutely.
So it's been fantastic. Obviously, first team captain here at Chester Boughton Hall Cricket Club. It's been fantastic having this World Championships for last man standing cricket here. We're only on day 2. Being a proud Welshman yourself, I know that we're very hopeful to get your cousin Jack Williams to play for the Welsh side today. David Hurst, to represent his grandmother, played for Wales today. Is there any chance of maybe you getting the WD-40 out and coming off the long run for one time for your country?
Well, the body is still pretty sore from Saturday, but maybe a cryo session could sort that out and bring me out for a game later in the week potentially.
So you've heard it here first. Will Owen will be turning out for Wales later in the week, hopefully with his cousin Jack. But Will, always fantastic to speak to you, and hope to maybe have you back in the box later in the week.
Cheers, Lee. Thank you.
So that was Will Owen, first team captain of Chester Boughton Hall Cricket Club. Just summarising that first innings for Pakistan, Abdul Razak, 57 off 28 balls, coming back in after his retirement. Couldn't quite hit that home run at the end. I was awfully excited. I thought lightning would strike twice again. Bilal Afzal batted completely selflessly there for 47 off 28, and that man Batty again opened the batting. Fantastic partnership with Razak, 24 off 14. Bowling figures, Leighton Fisher, 4 overs, 3 for 35 is the pick of the bowlers. But the standout for me, I thought Milton Kavanagh did a fantastic job there, Ross. He was 2 for 29 off his 4. And then, to be fair, the rest of the bowlers took a little bit of tap.
Yeah, a fantastic bowling effort by Milts. Seemed to mix his pace up. He was getting a bit of assistance from the pitch and was turning a bit, but his control of his flight and length was really top notch today.
So you're obviously close to the New Zealand team. How will they feel looking at that score, 188?
I think they'll be pretty confident. I think they will always had that sort of score in mind that they'll probably be chasing. I think at one stage when the run rate was sort of over 10, they were staring down a 200 plus chase, but 188 is definitely within their reach. Got some class players at the top of the order with Nigel Collins. He'll be hoping to find some of the form he had yesterday again.
I know that probably sounds like a bit of an obvious question, with 90 off 29. What sort of player is Nigel Collins?
No, he's class. He's really good. He's played top level club cricket in Auckland. He's top of the rankings in Auckland. He gets 50 most games, and he swings hard. He great eye for the ball. And if you bowl it in a zone, it disappears.
So obviously we spoke about Collins. We know that Franklin's going to have to come out and show his worth to the side, and we've had a fantastic day for franchise players today, so hopefully that will continue. Is there anyone else in that batting lineup you'd like to just give a little shout out to that could potentially make a big difference to this run chase?
Yeah, I think Simon Matthews, who plays in the Wellington competition, he's a class player. He's the number 1 batsman in Wellington. So he had a fantastic 2017-2018 season, which is why he got selected for the New Zealand team. Plays his first game today, so the team will be expecting a big performance from him. So, looks like James Franklin's opening the batting with Nigel Collins.
So in poker, this would be seen as what, all in?
All in. Took the words out of my mouth.
They've took the sunglasses off New Zealand here before the first ball's been bowled, and they've gone all in against Pakistan. This should be an absolute humdinger of a second innings to this game.
Fasten your seatbelts.
And I've got a funny feeling. Well, I was hoping it'd be Shahbaz Khan, but I think that he may just go to a slight change of tact here, as Abdul Razak comes down towards the commentary position after another fantastic day. Well done, Abdul.
Give us a big smile, thumbs up. Fantastic human he is.
Have we got a chance of a bowl today? So the chances of him bowling today is up from yesterday.
He's just said he might be able to do us 2 overs.
He must be delighted with the team sponsor as well. Head and Shoulders, what a fantastic sponsor. You've all got glowing hair in this side anyway, but what a fantastic sponsor for this Pakistan side. Hopefully there's a few free bottles doing the rounds.
Sure there is.
That'll do nicely for Saturday. So, here we are. Opening the bowling is Batty.
Nigel Collins is going to be taking the first ball.
He plays in Lahore. Batty, he plays for the Serial Killers.
Oh,
I'm not overly keen on. Oh, that's got to be relatively close. I think he went across. They're looking for a 2. Collins comes back.
It's good batting.
Just going on franchise names very quickly. Do you have to do a lot of vetting or manipulating of franchise names when they come in from new teams?
Yeah, so we get team names once the team has registered, and if it is not suitable, then we ask the captain to please change the team name, because we obviously don't want to have any offensive team names. Oh, wow. No! Nigel Collins.
Batty with a huge celebration. This is really clever cricket from Pakistan here. They've gone completely against a very, very successful method yesterday. They opened with Shahbaz Khan, the seamer, and they've obviously seen something in Collins maybe, or in the wicket, and they've opened up with Batty. He's come wide of the crease, and that's not a bad ball at all, that, Ross. That's pitch, middle and leg, hit the top of off.
No, it's a good ball, but he's got to be having a bit of more of a look. Block it, hit it out for 1 before you start opening your arms. You've just got in. No batter in the world is good enough to hit balls out the park from ball 1 without having a look, in my opinion.
I'd imagine that's a real blow to this New Zealand side this early in the game.
Massive blow for them. He's there.
Like the talisman of that side.
He's a talisman, big name.
He's just gone past one of the UAE lads and he's just given him a bit of a fist pump. I'm pretty sure that guy in his mind must be wishing, why couldn't you have done that yesterday against us? Striking at 300, but that's gone. And
Simon Rewa.
And that's up in the air as well. That's got a chance. Pakistan sensing there's an opportunity for more wickets here. They've actually brought one of the fielders in on the offside, even though they're still in the power play. They've only gone for a 3-3.
So James Franklin about to face his first ball in his LMS career.
The frustrating thing for me, Ross, is that as a left-hand batter myself, it is far more comfortable for the left-hander to be facing this left-arm spinner. So Collins could definitely have maybe rotated and given.
Not out. I think
wow.
James Franklin had his heart in his throat. You wouldn't want to be your first ball.
A massive smile from Franklin there as Batty comes in. This has been a brilliant over as he's punched down the ground. He's looking for a second run here, and he come through comfortably after that little fumble. So this is one of the guys I picked out last night. This is Shabazz Khan. He bowled absolutely fantastically yesterday, swinging the ball very, very late. Obviously, we've just spoken to ex-Glamorgan player Will Owen about the benefit of a left-arm seamer opening the bowling, and he's straight on the money there, straight down to Abdul Razak, who is moving fractionally better in the field than yesterday, but only marginal at the moment.
So that now, James Franklin back on strike, having a look at the field and in his options. Shabazz Khan getting his field set.
I think Franklin, speaking to him this morning when there was quite a big run chase on, I asked him what his method and how he went about a big chase, and at what point did that number become too big and over, and he just said it was 11 and 12 was kind of his magic number, and he knew as soon as it went over 12 that he had to hit a boundary in the first 2 balls of any over. But Ross, we've actually got a guest in the box here. We've got Ali going to pop in.
Thanks for having me, Nick.
Well, I'm sure you're going to be back shortly, Ross.
See you soon.
Hello, Lee.
Good afternoon, Ali.
Afternoon.
You're the franchise manager in South Punjab, is that correct?
Yes, in Pakistan.
Fantastic. So how many of your boys are playing in this Pakistan side?
So very proud that we had 3 boys playing today. Shabazz Khan, the bowler, who destroyed the Indian batting yesterday. He's one of ours, and the 2 more, spinner, batsman, and another fast bowler.
Fantastic. Well, the lads must be absolutely loving it. Was it a difficult process getting them over to England?
So South Punjab is a very rural area, very backwards, low education, low employment. So we started LMS there in a different model to what you guys do. We get the play and the players sponsored by different companies locally, so we subsidize them so they can play. The domestic structure is very small in Pakistan. You have grade 2 and grade 1 and 2, but 12 teams each, and then there's nothing. So all these local boys, they have no structure, nowhere to play. So what we're doing is we're spreading LMS structured leagues all over South Punjab. So the 10 districts, about 40 million people there, but there's no way for them to play. So when we started there in one of the small rural areas, these 3 boys we found immense talent, but raw. No one there to coach, basic stuff, keeping your leg braced, how to keep the wrist. So we got a local coach, just train them, just let them play at the nets, in the leagues back home. They were the star performers over the last year. And this is the first time they've even gone to a big city. The first time they got, and he's done it. But he's done it. What a great ball.
He's really been the difference so far. He batted beautifully. I don't know if you saw the start of the innings. He batted brilliantly with Razak. He seems to have a fantastic understanding with him. But
absolutely.
He's completely ripped through the top order of New Zealand batting order. That one stayed a fraction low. I don't think Franklin's quite got to the pitch of it, and it's just shaped back in.
Even back home, he's famous for coming on with a new ball and just bamboozling the batsman.
Well, I thought it was a really good choice from the Pakistan Brains Trust, the captain, to use him this early. Obviously, the wickets are just starting to show a little bit of spin, but they seem to complement each other very well. That left-arm spinner, and then Shabazz Khan, who seems to be really enjoying bowling here at Chester Boughton Hall.
Their visas got rejected when initially applied. Obvious reasons, they didn't show any income or anything. So we applied again. They got here the night before. And when they got here late night, I asked them, do you guys sleep in the plane? But all of them traveling together. They're like, it was our first time on a plane. It kept rattling so much we couldn't get a wink of sleep. And then when they landed, they landed at Heathrow and they took the train here. I asked them, did you guys sleep in the train? Because it's a long train. And they said the train was so fast we were dizzy. So it's an absolutely amazing story that they're here, getting the experience, playing this beautiful old town, old club. They're really enjoying life.
Wow, it sounds like you've done an absolutely amazing job, Ali. You must be extremely proud yourself to see these lads out here representing Pakistan in the LMS World Championship.
Absolutely. So our goal was to bring them here and get them this experience. So when they go back, they're going to be role models. They're going to tell everyone back home, all the local kids, about their experience here, having Abdul Razak as a coach, playing here in the conditions, and everyone want to work hard, and so they can get the chance next time, and then they can come here.
just to clarify the score before we come back to you, Ali, it's 11 for 2 at the moment. The two danger men, Nige Collins and James Franklin, have gone both to the left arm spinner Batty, and it looks an awful long way back for New Zealand at the moment. The run rate's over 10. It's fantastic, like you mentioned there, about these guys being role models when they come back, almost ambassadors for you as a franchise owner.
Absolutely.
Some of the local companies, it seems like a fantastic idea that those companies are prepared to put their hand in the pocket and give, you've got so many people in your region who wouldn't have the opportunity to play the game of cricket, and having last man stands as part of that model, it must just be fantastic for those players to have the equipment and the kit and the opportunity to play.
Actually, the biggest draw is the app. Stats are the biggest issue in Pakistan. The fact that every ball gets recorded live, so any player can show on merit that they were, in fact, are they a good batsman or a good bowler. First, it was all about just paper. People have submitted. You had no idea who you could trust. Now, because it's an online system, global, any player can go to any coach, any team, and show them the stats, and then be selected on merit.
That's absolutely massive, and anywhere in the world, as one of your men, Shabazz Khan, comes into bowl here from the city end, stats are a massive part of the game, and it's the first thing that comes up on whether it's the IPL or Big Bash.
Absolutely.
And it must be fantastic for some of your boys. They'll be able to go back and show these videos, or hopefully some of their friends and family are watching at home now. And
we have 2 live streaming events going back. One in Shabazz's town, and one in the main city. So we have a big projector up. We have a live stream going on. So they're about, I think, 150 in one location and about 200 in the other. So they're all watching the local boys, their friends, and they're sending pictures in, and we'll show you some pictures afterwards.
I was going to say it'd be fantastic if we could get some of the pictures up, and maybe the next time that you're on commentary, we may be able to get a few of these up on Facebook, so some of our viewers can see what's going on.
Yeah, I'd love to share that.
It's just a fantastic story. Whereabouts are these live streams been set up? Because will they be hearing what's being said now, or will they have the sound down so they don't have to listen to me all day? Or?
Yeah, they'll be listening, but they won't be understanding much. But they'll definitely be listening.
Would you like to say something to them that they would understand?
मैं लोधरा के बॉयज़ सब देख रहे हो, मैं अली तरीम बोल रहा हूँ. हम बात कर रहे थे कि शबाज, सदाकत और हुमायूं माशाल्लाह कितनी बड़ी बात है कि इंग्लैंड में खेल रहे हैं, और हर कोई यहाँ बेहोश हो गया शबाज खान की बॉलिंग देख रहे. वो तो कह रहे हैं कि इनको ये हमारी टीम में खेल सकता है ओवरसीज़, तो तुम लोग भी मेहनत करो, तुम लोग भी नेट्स में जाओ, प्रैक्टिस करो, इंशाल्लाह तुम लोग भी एक दिन यहाँ आओगे और तुम्हारे बारे में इंशाल्लाह लोग ऐसी तारीफ़ें करेंगे.
Right, my ability to understand that isn't as good as it used to be. I only did a little bit in school, but it sounded absolutely fantastic. And
I was telling them how handsome my co-commentator was.
Well, we're going to get this guy back into the commentary box a number of times. Very stylish man here he's got a very patriotic Pakistan pin badge on his blazer. He'd fit in very well in Chester.
Thankfully, pleasure.
But what we will do, Ali, just for the next over or so, if we just go back and forward, I'm more than happy. In fact, I'd like you to continue to speak to those guys at home, and I'll obviously repeat out to the guys in all around the world who are following the English commentary as well. It's 22 for 2 off 4 overs here. New Zealand have got a massive rebuilding job to do. One of your boys there, Shabazz Khan, gone for 15 off 2 overs, but really in control of what he's doing here. He's using the breeze down here at the city end, going against the slope. Most left armers may have probably preferred to come from the other end, with the ball coming in, but they're going to continue with Batty here, which I'm not overly surprised about. So do you want to just mention a little bit about the other 2 lads that you've brought over?
So one is Humayun. He's a off spinner and a great batsman. So he's our wall. So he's the guy we have ready in case we have an early collapse. He's the one who's going to go in and stabilize our batting. And the other guy, Sadakat, again, he's a right-handed fast bowler, similar to Shabazz Khan. But I think Shabazz joined our academy a little earlier, so he has more of the swing in him than Sadakat does. But just for a message to all the neutrals out there, it's all in your interest to support Pakistan today. Oh, that's a great stop. That's a great stop.
Is he okay? It's a very, very good. Oh no, it's gone for 4. I think it must have literally just landed on the rope there. He did his absolute best to try and stop that. But Batty's been extremely impressive. He's 2 for 7 off 2. That's the first boundary he's conceded today. As the ball goes out into the gap again, just to the right of Razak. It doesn't matter if that was Usain Bolt or Abdul Razak. No one's going to stop that. That's 4 more.
No, but he's a danger man. He's the guy who we sent in to get all the wickets. So he destroys teams back home. So he's doing more of the same today, and we hope he continues.
So do many of the guys get to play any 11-a-side cricket, or is it all LMS at the moment as the ball goes for another 4?
No, most people back home, because as I mentioned before, the domestic cricket, club cricket doesn't really exist back home anymore. It's gone in decline over the past 5 years. So now mostly it's LMS now, which is great. We were happy to find a structure that we could spread across Pakistan. So this has worked out really well.
Well, this is Rayo, the keeper, I think the keeper batsman. Am I right in saying that, Ross? Yeah, he's 24 off 13.
Oh, yes. And the danger man strikes again.
There he is.
Lee, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Fantastic. And
he was setting up and giving him those 4s. Well, it's all a setup. He's a hustler.
Well,
I was just sending a message to all the neutrals out there. It's in everyone's interest to support Pakistan. When I spoke to Abdul Razak before he went on the field, I asked him if he's going to bowl today because he was a little stiff yesterday. He said, yeah, if we're winning, then I'll go on bowl a few overs. So if anyone wants to see Abdul Razak bowl, they want Pakistan to be in a winning position.
And I'm pretty sure there's an awful lot of people in Pakistan watching on the Facebook live feed. If you'd like to see Abdul Razak maybe bowl a few overs today.
Please pray for Pakistan.
Yeah. Well, me and Wayne had a really good conversation yesterday, and I said that I think Pakistan are going to be the favourites of the competition. I think they look a very, very strong outfit.
Lee, you know I liked you. The first time I saw you, I knew I liked you.
I've got a funny feeling that I may get to do some commentary in South Punjab.
Welcome anytime.
I may have to just brush up on.
Ladies, just beware. Lee's a good-looking guy. So Lee, tell me, when you first saw Team Pakistan come out yesterday, what were your initial thoughts?
Well, I actually had a little watch of them in the nets. They look like a very, very good outfit. But they just seem extremely organised. They seem to know exactly what the roles are. And also as well, I think what they also have done is they've utilised their marquee player in Razak better so far than some of the other sides have maybe utilised their marquee player. But
although I think, to be fair, you could say Razak was the most suited to this format. No offense to other guys, but they're more test players, established players who go out, stay, protect the wicket. Razak's always been the more explosive player, so I think it's more suited to the format anyway.
So, Ali, I'd like you to, if you can again, if you could speak in your native tongue. I just want you to explain to the people back listening to you. That's gone down the leg side.
Yeah,
I think it was a good decision, that. This game, at the moment, you'd like to think that Pakistan are in control. So if you could just give me a little bit of an essence, an understanding of where you want to go as a franchise manager and how you think it can grow into something bigger and even better than it currently is in Pakistan.
So in South Punjab, there are about 9 districts, 40 million people. Club cricket used to be big back home. So this is the region where Inzamam ul Haq came from, where Mushtaq Ahmed played, where Mohammad Irfan, the tall guy, he plays, where Waqar Yunus, famous fast bowler. So all these legends came from South Punjab. But since they retired, no players come from there anymore. We don't find anyone from South Punjab who comes through the system, because in South Punjab the system is gone. Since obviously the Sri Lankan attack back home, teams stopped touring, we had budget issues in PCB, so we stopped focusing on club cricket. And South Punjab suffered heavily. So what we're trying to do is bring cricket back to South Punjab. So
it's got a chance here in the outfield.
And Shahbaz Khan. Boys, देख रहे हो Shahbaz Khan हर जगह perform कर रहे हैं. Batting में perform कर रहे हैं, bowling में और माशाल्लाह fielding में भी कर रहे हैं. क्या बात है. हर के पास कुल पड़े के नजर न लग जाए.
That was a fantastic catch by Shahbaz Khan. So Ali, for the people who are listening back in Pakistan, if you speak directly to them, if they don't know how to get involved in your project or in LMS, or they want to get involved, just for a few minutes, if you could just speak directly to them, and I'll just jump in if anything further exciting happens. Is that okay?
You want to speak in English or good with mixed?
Yeah, you can go in and out. You seem to be far more proficient in English than me anyway, so you can do whatever you like.
So we started in हमने लोधरा में शुरू कर दिया ये LMS. आप हमारे LMS साउथ पंजाब पेज को फॉलो कर लें फेसबुक पे. हम ट्विटर पे भी एक्टिव हैं, इंस्टाग्राम पे भी हैं, लेकिन सबसे ज़्यादा हमारी इन्फॉर्मेशन हमारे फेसबुक पेज पे है. उसके अलावा हम अभी मुल्तान में हम शुरू करें इंशाल्लाह क्वालिफाइड अगले महीने. अभी गर्मी बढ़ी है, हब्स बढ़ी है. जैसे मौसम थोड़ा बेहतर होएगा इंशाल्लाह अगले 2-3 हफ्तों में हम वहाँ भी शुरू कर देंगे मुल्तान में, और लोधा में हम रीस्टार्ट करें. उसके अलावा अगले कोई 3-4 महीने में इंशाल्लाह हम बिहाड़ी और बहालपुर भी शुरू करेंगे. हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हम एक ग्राउंड बनाएंगे, अकेडमीज बनाएंगे. तो कोई भी अगर इंटरेस्टेड है, आपको हम बता दें, अखबार में आ जाएगा कि कब हमारी ट्रायल्स हो रही हैं. आप लोग ट्रायल्स पे ज़रूर आना. जो ट्रायल में सेलेक्ट होएगा फिर हम आपको टीम में बिठा देंगे.
Just to jump in there for you, because I knew that was going to happen there. I was just about to mention...
You know I've always loved you. You know I've always loved you.
I was just about to say that Milton Kavanagh, the impressive off spinner, has just come out to bat, and he's gone straight away first ball. Batty here, it's coming up that he's now got a 5-wicket haul.
Oh wow! Is it 4? That was 4.
Well, I'm just using the LMS app. Not that I'm mercilessly plugging the app for you, but it says 5 here. But who am I to say? He's taken all 5. I've had clarification from all the people around me now that I can read, and it's 5 wickets.
Bhatti tu chha gaya boy, tu hi hai. Bhatti tu hi hai. First 5-wicket haul of the tournament.
Which means, Ali, I think you're obviously a good luck charm to this Pakistani side. So the next time Pakistan play, me and you will meet back up. I would get Ross back in, but at the moment he's currently changing into one of his other shirts from his New Zealand top. This guy supports 4 teams in this competition, you know. But I think he
has an eye on a girl of every nationality. That's why playing the odds.
So, for you personally, are you enjoying the trip over?
Absolutely, loving it. I love Chester's a great town, very historical. We took the boys around town today, saw some of the architecture, went around to the shops, have some of the food. They loved it. Pictures. They're tourists, but it's more not just what they're seeing, is just the fact that they're here. This is the first time they've gone beyond, let's say, 100-mile radius from their own village. I remember when we took them to Lahore, the main city. They were blown away by the buildings, by the roads, and this is Lahore. So imagine what the excitement they're feeling when they're here in Chester and playing in England.
And what's amazing what you've done, Ali, and you should be extremely proud that you've brought, through your hard work and obviously through the LMS franchise system, you've been able to bring these guys over, and this is life-changing for them.
And I'm just so happy that there's so much talent on offer in Pakistan. I'm just happy I was able to give them the opportunity to come and showcase it to the world here.
But it also shows exactly what cricket can do for the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
You've just spoke about the experiences that they've learned there. That's extremely close again. Pakistan are absolutely all over New Zealand here, without being brutal. I think this
couldn't handle the butty. Just couldn't handle the butty.
Well, at 5 for 17, that is quite unbelievable figures, and I know that the app does tend to generate the man of the match. And I know Abdul Razak's innings in the first innings was fantastic, but I think that 5-wicket haul may just tip you to the man of the match prize today. Abdul, he's turning around listening, giving me a wry smile there.
And unfortunately, Mr. Bhatti doesn't drink any alcohol, so we have no way of rewarding him tonight. Gotta be creative. Lee, any ideas, Lee?
Well, I'm pretty sure that he could always walk across towards the Bass co-branded range outside the clubhouse.
Ah, yes.
Because I know Mr. Razak's 60 was using one of the co-branded bats, and there's some gloves there as well. So I'm pretty sure the Pakistan group can come up with some creative ways.
Actually, that was very good diplomatic gesture, because those bats are made in India. So we're promoting Pakistan-India relations, guys. If anyone's watching, LMS supports friendship between Pakistan and India.
You're telling me the Kashmir willow?
Yeah, just gonna ignore that. Just gonna ignore that one.
No, just to clarify, they are English willow, top drawer. So no, we're at 49 for 5 here at Chester Boughton Hall. The sun's just going behind the clouds now, and to be honest, so's New Zealand's hopes. They're a long way back here, needing 138 from 62 balls. And how would you pronounce? This is another left arm spinner now.
This is the famous Mr. Bukhari.
Bukhari.
Mr. Bukhari is known back home as the fastest mouth in the East.
I could get on with him.
He's a great player, great trash talker, and a great player. Really fun to be around. Really fun to be around.
He sounds like a great guy. maybe he's the one that we should reward Batty with maybe a night out with him. But no, it's been absolutely fantastic. So who have the Pakistani team got tomorrow? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Actually, we were really worried about New Zealand today because we saw them absolutely hammer the UAE side yesterday. Huge sixes from the other ground. They were coming all the way here, so we were very worried. We were looking at the size of the forearms, and we were all very worried. But Mr. Bhatti just couldn't handle it. Just couldn't handle the Bhatti.
Well, you know.
So this bowler Mela, when we were doing nets with Razak a few days ago, this is the bowler that Razak had the biggest trouble facing. So Razak has high hopes for him, and so do we. He actually took 3 wickets yesterday along with Shabazz.
It's nice to see that the Pakistan side have such a balance between the two. Obviously, we've seen a couple of left-arm spinners, but they've also got the ability to go back to seam. So as he comes in now, this is right arm over the wicket. So this is obviously at a point now where New Zealand are going to really struggle to make this target. So it's surely a time where they've got to start thinking about the bonus point structure here for LMS.
And boys, जो भी देख रहा है अभी मैच लाइव स्ट्रीम, हम आपके कमेंट्स पढ़ें. तो अगर कोई सवाल पूछना है या कोई कमेंट करना है हमारे सामने आएगा.
Matthews has just pushed that out to deep mid-wicket there, picked up for a single. So what do you think Pakistan will look to do here? Will they look to just send the run rate higher and higher, or just try and bowl them out as quickly as possible?
Pakistan, whether they're playing an amateur tournament, whether they're playing internationally, we only have one objective. We want to go out full aggressive and decimate the other batsmen. So that's what we do internationally, and that's what we're going to do today.
It's nice to see that modesty travels well as well.
Just stating a fact. I'm not saying we're always successful in this tactic.
Well, we've seen Pakistan's test team travel England on many occasions. Sometimes we've been completely destroyed by some of the seam bowling of Akram and Yunus, and other times we've seen them try and destroy us and go the distance. So I think you're right there, they're absolutely wholehearted in what they're going to try and do, but they need 3 more wickets here. Batty's been bowled out, so someone else is going to have to step up to get the final 3 here. Scott's on 6 and Matthews is on 9 for New Zealand.
So here comes our captain. Abbas is a great player, great mentality, very mentally strong, and he's done really well in uniting this team, even though they're from different parts of the country. And now let's see what he can do with the ball.
You just mentioned different parts of the country. Obviously, in England, I prefer people from the north.
But Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
But I like people from the south sometimes.
Okay.
As long as they're playing against Manchester United. What about you? So you say that obviously they're coming together. So how difficult is that?
So most of the boys in the team are from the main city. Whereas the guys from Lodra, from a very, very rural area, very different upbringing, very different culture. What Abbas did was we got the Lodra boys in the city playing some practice matches against the team. So that was Abbas's idea, and he's really focused on getting the players to interact with each other, having all the meals together, and he's really taken them under his wing. He's experienced, he's played a lot of cricket. He was in South Africa before for the World Champs, so he's really made them feel comfortable and taken the pressure off them.
You just mentioned the World Championships. How do you get some, you Shabazz Khans, the guys that you've brought over, how are you going to get these guys to get exposed to play a better standard of LMS, or, so they're not just waiting for this next World Championships, which is a fantastic opportunity for them, but once a year they're going to get a taste of this and they're going to want to play at a high level.
Yeah, the two things we're setting up. One, hopefully we're setting up our own first-class team. So for all the players, all the star players we find in South Punjab, we're going to have them play in the first class team so they can show domestic cricket and get their name in Pakistan, hopefully make it to the national team. And the other thing we're doing, my partner Asir Malik, well actually he's my boss technically, but let's just say partner for now. So Asir, what he's doing is he's set up a PSL or IPL style league in Pakistan, where teams come in, they buy teams, get sponsors, and then they pick players in gold, silver, and platinum categories. And so these Lothian boys are going to be in the pool, and they're going to be paid to play and so we call it the Premier League. So they're going to be paid to play and sponsored and play in that format in LMS, which is our highest format.
So how much exposure will that have? Is that just going to go through the app, or will there be any opportunity to maybe watch some of the highlights?
Yeah, we're doing live streaming for all the Premier League matches.
Well, that sounds fantastic. I can come over then, can't I? I could do
Absolutely,
the English for you.
Absolutely. Just we'll make sure the girls are hidden, so then you can just hang out.
Mate, that's very, very fair. To be fair,
it's got to be safe, man. Got to be safe.
Well, they have got to be safe, and I'll get myself a nice blazer and an England badge. It'll work perfectly.
Pakistan is very famous for our hospitality, so we'll be happy to have you.
I'm not overly great at hot food, if I'm honest. I don't look like a fussy eater.
All right, we'll that is true, but you know, you got the looks, just the face, something in your eye, man. So we'll focus on the barbecue back home. Well, and this is true for anyone watching. If anyone wants to come to Pakistan, we're very hospitable. We'll take great care of you. The only condition, you can't be on a diet.
Well, I'm in. Well, what I'd say is as someone who obviously loves cricket, I really do hope that more teams do start touring Pakistan, because you're obviously doing a fantastic job through the LMS franchise system of inspiring these young men to play more cricket and play at a higher level. But I do think for Cricket Pakistan and the PCB to have an opportunity to move forward, then some of the teams have got to, be prepared to tour. The Pakistan Premier League, is that, or the PSL?
Pakistan Super League.
Super League, apologies. Is there an opportunity that more games are played within Pakistan, or is that based on the fact that overseas players you can't get the same quality of overseas players?
So that was the case in the first season. As the seasons have gone on, players are more and more comfortable coming to Pakistan, and some of the teams have started touring now. So over the next 2-3 years, we're hoping more and more teams come, and eventually all the matches will be played in Pakistan, because that's when you get the real rivalries. Because in Sharjah, Abu Dhabi, obviously there are a lot of people there, but when you have Lahore versus Karachi, people aren't as invested. So, but whereas when you see it on TV, you'll have all your people, friends from Lahore. You'll all be supporting Lahore, like Manchester United supporters are from Manchester playing against Liverpool. That rivalry, you don't get that if you're not playing in the country.
That's a really good shot by Scott, just down towards long on. Just coming back to this match briefly, Ali. As much as I am thoroughly enjoying this conversation,
I forgot there was a game going on.
Well, Pakistan.
You're so charmingly, I just can't look away from your eyes.
Well, I'll sit in front of the game so we can make sure we keep an eye on the score.
Oh man, don't deprive me.
So that's gone straight down the ground.
Lucky shot.
That's a very, very good shot by Matthews.
Very lucky shot.
So that's 72 for 5, and they need to get to 150 for the bonus point here. So something for Pakistan to work with as well, to make sure that they don't lose on maximum points here. But
we're very happy we got bonus points against India, so we're hoping for the same today.
Well, I think if you get the bonus points today, it's going to put you in a very strong position to maybe look to try and finish near the top of the group. The benefit of finishing top of the group in this is obviously that you don't have to go into a quarter final. You can go straight into the semi-final. Surely your guys from Pakistan are going to be extremely keen to avoid a quarter final match.
So Lee, I'm just going to ask you to explain the bonus point system, and then if after you're done, I'll explain it in the native language back home.
Well, what I'm going to do is obviously I'm relatively new to LMS myself. After speaking about it for 2 days, I don't want to get this wrong, because you're going to have to translate what I'm saying. I'm going to make this a lot easier. I'm going to call in the founder, Wayne Grieve, to just go through it, and I may even just give you a couple of minutes with Wayne. Maybe ask him a couple of challenging questions about LMS. He's extremely good. He tends to sit on the fence an awful lot, if you can maybe get a straight answer out of him, and maybe who you think the favourites in the tournament are,
Gotcha.
as that's gone out into the deep.
Oh.
And that looks like the first 6 of the New Zealand innings. And Matthews is batting beautifully here and maybe looking to steal those bonus points off the Pakistan side, which they crave so much.
Shahbaz Khan is coming for him. Shahbaz Khan is coming for Matthew.
Just going to let Grivo step in and explain this bonus point system, because if there's more 6s, that's going to become very prevalent very soon.
So for people back home in Pakistan, person coming next to me, he is considered the white Asr Malik.
Why is that?
So he's the owner of founder of LMS Pakistan. So you're the founder of LMS Global.
Okay. So we've been asked to explain the bonus point system. The team that wins the game gets 6 points, and then there's 2 bonus points that are up for offer. It's either for the losing team or the winning team. And if the team batting second is in a losing game, they need to get 80% of the score. So in this match, 80% of 188 is 150. So I don't know if you want to explain to the viewers back home that there's still a lot riding on this match. 150 is definitely in New Zealand's grasp here, and this is a group stage tournament, so you never know how valuable those extra 2 points could be.
बिल्कुल, जो भी बात हो रही थी बोनस पॉइंट के बारे में, बोनस पॉइंट मिलते हैं एक टीम को अगर वो दूसरी टीम को ठोक बजा के हरवाएं. अगर वो बहुत बड़े मार्जिन से जीते ना 20% से ज़्यादा, फिर उनको मिलते हैं बोनस पॉइंट. और क्योंकि अभी ग्रुप स्टेज में अभी टूर्नामेंट चल रहा है, तो जितने ज़्यादा पॉइंट मिलेंगे फिर उतना चांस होता है कि बंदा टॉप करे अपने ग्रुप. और अगर ग्रुप टॉप करो तो क्वार्टर फाइनल खेलने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती और आप डायरेक्टली जाते हैं सेमीफाइनल में. तो हमारी कोशिश आज है, जैसे हमने इंडिया को कल ठोक बजा के हराया था, इंशाल्लाह न्यूजीलैंड को भी आज वैसे ही हराएंगे. बस दुआ करें सारे.
Ali, I heard you talk about the quarter-final and semi-final. I think you're quite correct in saying that how important it is to top the group, because if you top the group, you're straight into the semi-final, and it means on finals day you'll only have to play 2 games to win the title.
और ये भी मैं कह दूं कि क्वार्टर फाइनल, सेमीफाइनल और फाइनल तीनों एक ही दिन पे हैं, तो बहुत बड़ी एडवांटेज है क्वार्टर फाइनल में ना खेलना. I was just saying the quarters, semis and finals are all on the same day.
Yes.
So a huge advantage for the team only playing 2 matches that day.
Correct. So you have to finish in the top 3 to get into the knockout stages, but there's a huge advantage for the team that wins their group, and that's why the bonus points are so important. So man under it. Oh.
Yeah, stuff. That was an easy drop by Shahbaz. I'm not gonna lie. I think he was daydreaming about just hitting bouncer to Matthews. So I think that distracted him. It was all a setup, guys. It was all a setup.
So he's dropped
We
one.
wanted him to be confident. It's all part of the plan.
So another wicket falls. Matthews departs. Well played from him. 33 of 18.
That was a good knock, though. That was a good knock by Matthews.
Yeah, he gave the team a chance for the bonus points, but now let's just watch this. So we'll let the viewers decide on that. There's a few people thinking that that's hit in middle. A few people think it's outside the line. What's your views at home? What do the Pakistani supporters think?
Boys, देखो जैसे हर कोई हम कहते हैं लोधरा में अल्लाह की मर्जी. So just while I have you here, I just want to get your thoughts. When you got an email from Mr. Asr Malik and Taimur saying they want to start LMS in Pakistan, what were your thoughts?
We're very excited, huh? We're very excited. Very good negotiators. But no, we're delighted to have them on the team. They've given us so many new ideas and thoughts, and we're learning actually a lot from them, to be honest.
Yeah, when I stopped franchise from Asr and Taimur, we first saw what you guys.
Is this Mela? Is this Mela? Who's that taking the catch out in the deep?
Pakistan, I think this is the time when Abdul Razak can come on and bowl a few, just for the viewers. He had told me he's only going to come on if you're already winning the match, so I think this is a good time.
Well, it's on the last man stand, yeah. Good catch in the deep. Well done from Miller. So who's this bowling? Who was that bowling?
This is the aforementioned Mr. Bukhari, the fastest mouth in the East. He's going to remember these two. He's going to remember these 2 wickets for a long time, and we're never going to hear the end of it.
So it's the last man stands. You can only run 2. So I don't know if you want to explain to the audience.
Boys, ये इसका नाम है last man stands क्योंकि जब सारे लोग out हो जाते हैं आखिरी एक बंदा रह भी जाए कर ले मेरा तो ही है.
It's a good hit, but unfortunately held out to Miller again.
And it's all over, boys. Boys, देख लो. छा गया पाकिस्तान. इंडिया को ठोक बजा के जीते हैं अभी फिर करके.
Not just as that at the end of the game, that's a hat-trick as well, and what a special moment for the bowler.
Bukhari छा गए तू boy.
So we've got, one of the main men of Pakistan's LMS cricket. He didn't notice it. We've got the franchise owner Wayne Grieve, and there was it, the hat-trick.
Ali, you missed the hat-trick there, but what happened?
I knew it was coming. I was so confident.
Yeah, so that's a great game. Comprehensive victory from Pakistan, and finished off with a hat-trick. And Miller was involved in that hat-trick on 2 occasions there. So Pakistan now looking like the team to beat in this tournament.
Yeah, Bukhari is going to talk about this for the next 3 years. Actually, next 2 years until we come back here. We're now going to hear the end of it, but we're happy for him. What a great performance today by him and the whole team.
Yeah, just a word from New Zealand. Yeah, obviously they're comprehensively beaten, but I think everyone knows they're a strong side, and that sometimes happens in cricket. They haven't done themselves justice, but we know they're going to still have a big part to play in this tournament.
Absolutely. New Zealand's a great team. We were very worried about them when we saw them play against the UAE. Even today they were looking good until Mr. Bhatti.
Yeah. Bhatti took a 5-wicket haul. That doesn't happen often in last man stands cricket. So we had a 5-wicket haul, and then we've had a hat-trick.
Just to mention, Wayne, obviously it's been a fantastic day here at Chester Boughton Hall Cricket Club with a number of fantastic victories. Just a recap on a couple of highlights. Obviously Singapore turning over South Africa earlier in the day. I don't know if you saw that, Ali. It was absolutely fantastic game of cricket. Could have gone either way.
Last man, that was a great innings.
So that was Manpreet Singh, who's done exceptionally well. We also had quite a tight game between Wales and Australia. I wouldn't say that it probably should have been as tight as it was, but Marcus North was extremely impressive in that game, and also England getting over the line quite comfortably in the first game of the day as well against the UAE. Just a little look at this scorecard from New Zealand. Only really Simon Matthews with 33 off 19, and Simon Rajwar with
Lee, just going to interrupt you. I love you, but I'm going to go celebrate with my team. I'll see you back again sometime
Ali,
soon.
it's been an absolute
pleasure.
pleasure,
Buddy.
Hope to speak to you later in the week.
The bowling figures. Bhatti with 5. That's an unbelievable spell of bowling. And then Assad picking up 3, a hat-trick. So only 2 bowlers contributing to the wicket column, which is quite rare to see. And both of the economy rates outstanding. So I think Bhatti's going to nip the man of the match for me. I think we're going to be crossing over to Nick Compton soon. He's going to have Franklin and Razak in the interview room. Pakistan win this game by 100 runs, and we're going to be crossing over to Compton for the post-match interview.
Well, as the sun goes down on yet another day here at LMS World Series, day 2, it's been a cracking game between Pakistan and New Zealand. The showcase game today has ended with Pakistan firmly in the ascendancy. I'll come to you, Frankie. It's come a long way from London. What was your first impressions of LMS?
5 fielders short. Yeah, challenging, very different conceptually coming from the traditional game to come and play this, but exciting. It's great to
have this different format to keep guys in the game of cricket. Obviously a very social side of the game as well, but yeah, just excited to be here for a couple of days and being part of it.
That Pakistan team look pretty powerful. I mean, I haven't seen Razak play for a while, but gee, he still hits it pretty good.
Yeah, I think they're still picking a ball up off one of the roos that he belted off me. He's still got it, and he's probably got a few more left in the tank over this week. But I mean, a guy like that who's got that pedigree over all those years with the power, for him to come and take part in this, it's great.
And mate, the pitch looks quite used. It's been used over the last couple of days, so their spinners are pretty handy.
Very much so. The man to your right bagged us pretty early, really. He changed the whole game. So I think moving forward through the week, I think the tactics will definitely revolve around the spin bowling.
Might see you bowling with left arm spin.
I think that'll be wise.
Thanks, mate. And we'll come to the man of the moment, Mr. Batty, who's cleaned up the New Zealand team. Tell us about your tactics there.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank Mighty Allah and the people back home, Pakistan. And first of all, the wicket was very good. We usually bowl to wicket.
Bit of turn there for you?
And bit of grip. That's a stand for me.
Like bowling in Pakistan, yeah?
I tried to bowl in line, and that's all. It happens. It's too early.
So you guys have got a very good team. You must be quite confident about the prospects of getting to the final.
Yeah. We are very confident. We have a very good team, and they are gelled and they enjoying together. They are here for first time, few people, and it's really fun to be here. And it's thanks to LMS for giving us a chance to come here and play for the Pakistan.
Brilliant, thanks, mate. Well, that concludes today. Great day of cricket, and we'll see you again tomorrow.